Today, I've decided to go down memory lane. Hey guys, welcome to Chris Mack. About 2 years ago, I did a full review on the 2022 Acura MDX Type S. Now, we're going back in the future or back in time to review this 2024 version. Hey guys, welcome to Chris Mack. I'm going to show you around this Type S, show you all the various features, take it on the drive, and give you guys my final verdict and get into this nighttime review. But let's go ahead and get into this review. But you know what? Look at those July LED headlights. Those things are so cool the way that looks. But let's do a remote start this time. We're going to lock the doors, hold down the button. On the first try, let's go ahead, drum roll, get into this review. Looking on the outside of the 2024 Acura MDX Type S advanced version, this is your key fob right here. You have a remote start, lock, unlock, trunk release as with your panic button with Acura spelled out on the side, and you also have an Acura and Type S logo right here. Now, as equipped, this vehicle is $75,295. It is dressed in a liquid carbon gray metallic exterior for $600 on a black and red interior. Looking at the front end design of this Type S, you can see all the blacked out accents as well as the sporty front diffuser, making this vehicle look so aggressive and angular. You have a blacked out Acura badge with all your driver assist behind the Acura logo, a front view camera, and Type S badging over here on the driver's side. Looking at these dual eye LED headlights, definitely does look like jewelry. You have your LED turn signals down below with your daytime running lights just above that with your LED low and high beams. You do also have LED fog lights down below. This thing just looks so clean in this gray color. But looking over here at the wheels, this is a 21-inch Berliner style wheel wrapped in two 75-wood tires, both front and rear. Now keep in mind, this advanced version does have a air suspension, which can raise the vehicle from 6.7 inches in its low mode up to 9.4 inches in its lift high mode. You have a little bit more blacked out accents around the wheel arches, front and rear, as well as the lower end of the body. Type S badging right there. Blacked out mirror caps, which are power folding with your LED turn signals right there. You have keyless entry for the front door handles. And up top, you have a blacked out roof rack with a panoramic sunroof, which I will show you guys on the interior. This is your window sticker right here, $75,295. I'll put all the information in the description below. Gas tank is over here on the driver's side as well. But coming around to the rear of the MDX Type S, I have to say this is probably my favorite styling element in the back is the quad exhaust just sticking out there looking so cool and aggressive. Though I wish it was just as loud as that TLX Type S over there, but the MDX does have a slightly quieter exhaust, which is more luxurious for a vehicle like this. But you do have full LED taillights with amber turn signals right there, and your reverse lights are right there in that corner with the LED strip, which sweeps right there, which looks so cool. Super handling all-wheel drive badging. Now keep in mind, this being a Type S, you do have a more rear-wheel drive based super handling all-wheel drive with this. But now let me show you guys the trunk space. Opening the trunk, you will find 16.3 cubic feet behind the third row seats. If you do fold down the third row, that will expand to 39.1 cubic feet. And if you fold down the second row, that will expand even more to 71.4 cubic feet. Now back here, you can see you have a couple of seat controls and stuff right here. For the power tailgate, a 12-volt charger. You got a hook right there for various different cargo. And then over here on this side, you have some more stuff, as well as your battery right here. You have a second cargo area, some carpeted floor mats right there. Let me just shuffle that out the way so you can see the second storage compartment right there. Yeah, we're gonna do this one-handed. There we go. We'll just put that back in there. Now you can also use the tailgate in a hands-free access when the vehicle is off. You use the kick sensor behind you to close the tailgate. But you do have two ways of closing the trunk. You use that button right there, or this one right here, and walk away. So it's glowing green, and boom. But now let me show you guys under the hood. Now the MDX is available in two different engine outputs. So you have the base 3.5 liter V6, which makes 290 horsepower. Boom, there's the hood release right there. And funny enough, there's a 3.5 version right there. But this is the engine that you definitely want. This is a 3-liter turbo, twin scroll turbo, V6, makes 355 horsepower with 354 pound-foot of torque. You'll get 17 in the city, 21 on the highway, and 19 combined. Vehicle weight is 4,788 pounds. It does go through a 10-speed sport tuned transmission to all 4 wheels. But now, let me show you guys the interior. See the sun setting a bit so you can really see a little bit more of the body lines and just how it hits. It's so cool. That was your 3/4 view right there. But we're gonna go ahead and hit the 3rd row seats and check out the back seat space. Now, accessing the 3rd row, you hit this button right here. The seat will slide forward and slide the backrest as well. We'll leave the door open so we don't get stuck, right? But sitting behind myself in the 3rd row, it is definitely tight at 5'6". My knees are in the backrest. And as far as headroom goes, I have about ½ an inch. It's definitely tight back here. But you do have a USB-A port right there for charging, as well as cup holders for both sides. Now, when you want to get out of the 3rd row seats, you use this button right here and it'll slide forward and move everything for you. You can't see up top, you do have LED illumination and speakers for the passenger talk function as well. All right, let's get to the 2nd row, right? You can also see the seals right there are Type S, even for the 2nd row seats. But this is the 2nd row, so hopping inside, you can see this lovely black and red interior. Just a quick look to the front cabin right there. You have a panoramic sunroof, LED illumination right there. This one does have manual sunshades. You can see the green ambient lighting right there with this lovely open pore wood trim and the lovely ELS 3D sound system, which is 25 speakers. We'll definitely try our audio test once we hit the cockpit. Automatic windows, you can see the red right there. This looks so cool. You have 2 cup holders right there. And then this is your center console. So you do have 3-stage heated rear seats with a 3-zone climate control. So you have 2 up front and 1 out back with air vents. And you do have a 12-volt charger right there. 2 USB-A ports, as well as a household outlet right there. But now let's hit the driver's seat where all the action happens. Now, one thing I also did want to point out too with this Type S version is that you do have a 4-piston Brembo brake setup as well. So you can see that right there, boom. But hitting the driver's seat, you have a 16-way power seat for both the front passenger and driver. The seats are heated, cooled, and massaged. You have your power back right there, bottom support, as well as your forward lumbar support and a bolster control right there to keep you planted. 3-person memory for both driver and front passenger. Your window controls, and you can see this lovely ELS 3D sound system. The little signature right there looks so cool. And this lovely red interior with the open pore wood. This thing definitely is upscale. You have your electronic parking brake, a power tilt telescoping steering column, cluster illumination, parking sensors, as well as traction control, and your driver assist with head-up display controls right there. But stepping inside, you can see, looking in front of you, you do have this 10.5-inch head-up display. If you use these 2 controls right here, you can actually control that. So right now I have the tilt function right there, as well as the head-up display brightness when using these 2 buttons. And you could go back. It'll show you basically the speed as well as the speed limit in the area. And if you hit the apps button on the steering wheel, you can pull up all the information right there for your navigation, phone, CarPlay, USB connections, and so on right there. So you can basically configure and change everything right there in your head-up display, which I have to say is probably one of my favorite features. The apps button is right here on this 3-spoke flat bottom steering wheel. You have your back button right there for the center cluster, volume controls, as well as your voice commands, audio on and off. Steering wheel is heated. And then over here on this side is how you can control your 12.3-inch cluster right here, over here. So let me show you guys the various different modes. So right now you have your driving support mode, gauge settings right there. So you can change the gauge layout between this advanced, and you have a crafted version right there, which is a more standard view. But I like it in the advanced version. You can toggle through between driver attention, a G meter, as this is a Type S, super handling all-wheel drive, so it'll show you where it's sending power, tire pressure, oil, and so on for your trip computers and all other information. You can also control and configure your driver assist technology over here for the adaptive cruise control, follow assist, lane keep with steer assist, and so on. Type S is scripted on the bottom of the steering wheel. But now let me show you guys the infotainment, which is the heart of the beast. This is also a 12.3-inch screen as well. Unfortunately, it isn't touch, which probably is the smallest grab I do have, but you have to use the little touchpad right here with the home, back, and then these two buttons over here control that little corner of the screen over here on that side, which I will talk about in a second. But I do want to start with a quick audio test. Now keep in mind this does have a 25 speaker ELS 3D sound system. So let's try it out. Now, as you can see, the ELS sound system has a lot of bass, sound quality, feeling, and just everything. It really does make you feel like you are in a music studio when you're inside of this cabin. 25 speakers, just you can hear everything. But going back to your home page, you do also have navigation. Let me scroll over. You have navigation right there, so I do want to try a navigation test. So we'll put in a navigation address. You do have touch capabilities as well as a keyboard right there. You can see right there the connections are very fast. I am liking the pickup of this touch little capacitor button right there. It works pretty well, but you can see navigation is very quick and easy to use. Going back to your home page, you have system updates, phone settings, Sirius XM AM FM radio, the CarPlay is right there, smart shortcuts. The cabin talk is for your kids. If you're in the third row, you can talk to them a little bit better. You have your vehicle settings right there for your various different system settings, connections for the phones, and you also have built-in Wi-Fi, Hey Alexa functions, and so on. For your display settings, you have vehicle settings right there. We can have the seat for ease of entry when you're leaving the vehicle, as well as suspension options. So it'll lower the vehicle with the air suspension to its lowest mode to help you get out, which is 6.7 inches off the ground. You also have lighting setups, which I have to say is probably my favorite for the multicolor ambient lighting. Really just spruces up the interior at nighttime. And I'm glad it's actually the sun is setting and I came to do a later review so I could show you guys that in action. So you can see a little bit of the green right there. And if I go to blue, well, let's try like a yellow. Yeah, that looks sweet. You can see a little bit inside of the speaker as well. But in the back seats, oh my goodness, you can really see it right there. It just looks so cool. Wow. You see like the multicolors right there. What a nice feature. You can basically change between 27 various different colors. All with cool different names. Look at that, just 27 colors. So many colors you can change. And you can also put it to your drive mode as well, depending upon how your driving conditions are. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it on this orange mode right here so you guys can really see it right there. You see a little bit right there. And then right here on the door panel. Right there, down there, as well as in the speakers. But before we get too distracted with ambient lighting, let's go back outside of the light setups right there. Yep, settings saves. You have your door setups. Power tailgate, you can change how high the tailgate opens. Your driver assist, I want to talk about that right there, as this has all your driver safety for the automatic emergency braking, beeping, road mitigation, lane keeping assist with steer assist, blind spot information, as well as driver attention right there. Exiting to your home page, use the little touch capacitor button to scroll over. You have your Bluetooth, built-in USBs, Hey Alexa, the AT&T options, Android Auto, as well as built-in message and Acura link for the phone app and so on. Push button start is right there. Also wanted to show you guys too is that on the end of this stock for the wiper controls, you can hit that button for a 360 camera right there. So this will pull up your front view when you are in drive at low speeds, as well as the front side views under the mirrors on both sides. So it'll pull up right there. It looks so cool. You see the 360 view right there. I kind of do wish that this did have automatic parking. I would probably be like, I would round out the whole package of this vehicle. But going a little bit further down, you have a dual zone climate control right here with various different zones. There we go, there's the on button right there. I haven't been an Acura product in 2 years, so I'm trying to get used to things again. I'm trying to get back into the groove. But you can see right there, you do have a dual zone climate control with your seat controls just below that. So you do have 3-stage heated and cooled seats. And then my favorite right there is the massage function for both the driver and front passenger. The massage feels very nice. I really like that feature. A auto start stop defeat right there with a brake hold function. And then over here on this side is for a USB-C port and A port for connectivity into the infotainment and charging. Right here is where you can find your drive modes. So let me show you guys the various different drive modes. Right now we're in normal. You have a comfort, a snow, and you have a lift mode right there, which is for maximum amount of height, which is 9.4 inches off the ground. I love the graphics. You got a little mini MDX right there. Sport, and then you hold for Sport Plus right there, which is the most aggressive mode. And if I push in the middle, that'll pull up the individual mode. You got to hold it. And this is basically how I have my individual mode set up. So the engine is sport, steering's in comfort, suspension's in comfort, auto start stop is disabled. The gauge cluster is in its sport mode as it is now. So you guys can see this is the sport mode for the gauge cluster. And then the lighting is also in sport as well. But looking further down, this is how you can use your touchpad controls for the home button, back button, as well as the track forward and back. These two buttons control this little corner of the display right here. So if I hit that, you can see a couple of media information, navigation, clock, and you can basically toggle between all the various different modes right there. You can have a little navigation view on that corner as well. Volume control, track forward and back, little storage compartment right there with 2 cup holders for a pretty good size. I have my iPhone charging on this wireless charging pad. You can see you have this little leather armrest pad right here, so you can just keep your arm like this while you're just driving and chilling. This is your center console. You have a pretty good space. You have a upper center console and then your lower center console with a 12-volt charger as well as a USB-A port with a small bit of illumination in there. Up top, you have a garage door opener right there on your auto-dimming rearview mirror with LED illumination up top. And you have a power panorama sunroof, which I have to say just lets in so much light into the cabin. That's what we're waiting for. Boom, there we go. You can also tilt and slide that open. It is getting a little chilly, so we'll leave that closed for now. And you have LED illumination up top. But look at this ambient lighting though. Look at that, it's so cool. I love that. I'm a sucker for ambient lighting. But let's go ahead and try out the new luxury aspect of this MDX Type S and see how it drives on the road. Here behind the wheel of the 2024 Acura MDX Type S. Now, I had the chance to review this vehicle about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, but unfortunately the POV view wasn't exactly right, as that was more of my rookie days. So now we're back in a 24 version. So let's hit the road. Right now we are in normal mode, which is a standard default mode when driving. And it's like an eternity of cars coming, like literally. So once we get it open, we'll just take off. Very good. Now, speaking of visibility when first setting off, it is very good over the hood, as well as out the side mirrors and even out the back. You have this clear crisp head-up display right there, so with all your driver assist, as well as the speed and speed limit in the area. When you hit the app button right there, that'll pull up a couple more menus for your head-up display, so you can change your navigation, your phone, CarPlay, and all other settings right here in your line of sight, which is just very cool. I like that. You get the back button right there to go back. 10-speed automatic is very smooth shifting thus far. Now, how is seat comfort with this Millennial leather interior? It is pretty good. This is a black and red interior. Oh, that sun, it's just crazy, but we're leaving that in the dust. But the seats are very comfortable as well, and they are heated, cooled, and you have the massage function right there, which I am going to throw on because, you know, this is a luxury car. You're supposed to really enjoy that. Now, the differences with this advanced package, you do have the air suspension, which I have to say really does improve the ride quality. Now, as stated before, in the Walkaround, it can be adjusted from 6.7 inches in its lowest setting up to 9.4 inches. You have your drive modes right there. And you can hold that right there for the Sport Plus. and you have a sport transmission mode right there. And this is really where you can feel a little bit more of the agility, acceleration, and just the feel of this MDX enhanced. It does have variable ratio steering, so you can feel just a little bit more response than in a standard version. But I do want to try a quick acceleration up here. So you can see right here, when you have this sport cluster on, you have your boost, PSI, turbo pressure, and everything. But let me try the acceleration. Nobody's behind us. Oh, and it's 60 miles an hour right there. This thing feels like a 5.5 second sprint. The 60, I gotta tell you, this thing just moves. Now, it isn't as loud as the MDX Type S. We have like the little crackles on the upshift, but definitely does sound a little bit better than the standard 3.5 V6. You do have a manual mode as well. It will auto upshift for you, but the paddle shift response is pretty good. Smidge delay. But I like the way this cluster does look in front of you. This is very cool. And I'm doing all that while getting the back massage, just chilling. Now you do have heated cool seats, heated steering wheel for the front row, and you also do have heated seats in the back. Though I wish they have cool seats. But just chilling around town is really where this MDX shines. Let me go back. There we go. Take it out of sport trans mode right there. Just chilling. The animations though with the drive modes are just crazy. You can also change this cluster right here in front of you if you go to gauge layout. This is the advanced mode, and you can go to a crafted mode to get more of a conventional view right there. But I do like the advanced view a lot more, as it does look more futuristic. You can put up your driver assist, a blank view, driver attention, and a G meter, of course, as this is a Type S version. You can see the G meter going as you go around this corner. And you can also put up your super handling all-wheel drive. Now, keep in mind this system is more in a rear-wheel drive based version to help with the more sporty nature of this vehicle. But yeah, this cluster is pretty cool. It does provide a lot of information. But the ride though, this air suspension is just amazing. It's such a smooth operator, the way the car just drives around. Oh, you can feel a little bit more in Sport Plus. Woo! Alright, let's slow back down. This is too fun. The way this thing just accelerates. Let's play around with the paddles a bit. And this 10-speed automatic has quick shifts. Could be a smidge faster on the downshift, but the upshift is amazing. Oh, perfect. That car is turning. We can try another 0 to 60, right? Near 60 miles an hour right there. This thing is quick. More than enough power, I think. I like this better than the 3.5 liter V6. The shifts, this twin scroll turbo V6 just feels so good, so right in this application right here. It's felt like an eternity on this road right here. I mean, just traffic for days. But I do feel refreshed, especially with the massage going and just the smooth ride with the air suspension. It really does have that luxury aspect that you do want. Speaking of luxury, let's go into comfort mode, right? Yeah. And even the mid-range torque around town is pretty good as well. With 354 pound-foot of it. Honda driver. I know you're probably laughing at it. You're in a Honda product. Yes, I know. But yeah, it's just such a smooth car though. The ride is nice. You don't get a lot of wind noise just driving around the city. This is a nice vehicle. And as stated before, when in the beginning of the walk around, the auto start stop is so smooth. Like, look at this. Right now, auto start stop is on. You don't hear nothing. It's just quiet. You can hear a little bit of massage going right there. Now, how do I like the infotainment, as this isn't a touchscreen, which I have to say is probably one of the gripes I do have. I wish it was a touchscreen, so you have a little bit more capabilities inside of that. But I have to say the touchpad right here does a pretty good job of going through the various different views, the media interface, and everything is just very easy. It's a lot easier than I anticipated originally. And you got navigation. The Apple CarPlay in Acura Honda fashion is quick, responsive. And I also like the sound system. This has the 25 speaker ELS 3D sound system. It's spectacular. Now, I do like the exterior design of this MDX. It is a very restrained yet aggressive look on the outside. The dual eye LED lights just make this vehicle look a lot more upscale, premium, and just luxurious. And I like the quad exhaust out the back in Type S fashion. That is pretty good. But as we sit behind this accent, I want to throw on the adaptive cruise control. Right now I have it set. And I can change the following distances from 4 all the way down to 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that. And you can see right here it's doing a pretty good job. You have all your information in the head-up display, as well as a little cluster right here inside of this 12.3-inch display. But it's doing a very good job of following the traffic in front of it. You also have steering assist as well with lane keep, which you can activate right here on your steering wheel. And if you veer with the lane, it'll pull you back. Let's see, look, it's using the camera up top to follow the traffic for me. And like I stated before, this rush hour traffic is killing my vibe, and I'm just going to use adaptive cruise control as we just sit here for no telling how long. But as we get a little bit closer to the dealership, I want to get to the conclusion of what I think about this MDX Type S. But wait, before we do that, I want to get to another piece of empty road so I can try out a little bit more of the acceleration just one last time, right? So I'll be back in a second once we get that clear piece of road and talk about the conclusion of this MDX. Alright, so we got out of the traffic. I ended up coming out a little bit later to really give you guys my final impressions. I ended up driving the vehicle just a little bit more off camera to really get a real good feel for this vehicle. But what I really like overall is this ambient lighting. Right now it's on a purple, so you see a little bit of the purple accents right there below and above the dash, as well as in the speakers. And yes, it does carry over into the back seats as well. Let me try like an orange. So cool, look at that. 5th Avenue, it's like a white. Got a red. Let's go like a green. Now keep in mind, it does actually lock you out when you are in motion with the vehicle. So, but this green though, look at that. Looks sweet. Now when you bust a U-turn, I do want to try another 0 to 60. We go traction and stability off. But yeah, I have to say the luxury aspect of this MDX is sweet. Right now I have the heated seats and the massage on, which is great. If you put the little tab in between the lumbar support, you can see right there your diagram for the waterfall cushions, the bolstering, as well as the lumbar right there pull up, which is very cool. And if you hit the end of the camera stock, you can see right there, or the light stock, wipe stock, you'll pull up a 360 camera right there. But I do want to try a 0 to 60 test. Let's see. Almost made it. Hold on. Let's try a 0 to 60. Woo! This thing just moves, man. The way this thing just accelerates definitely does earn the Type S name with that 5.5 second 0 to 60. But just going back into its chill mode, comfort mode, I have to say, as a luxury product, it does a great job at that. Very smooth, quiet, refined. You got plenty of comfort with this leather seats, which are heated, cooled, massage. You really just have the whole technology aspect, and you also do have the driver assist technology, though I do wish that it did have automatic parking. That's probably the only gripe I do have, as well as a touchscreen and soft materials towards the bottom of the door panels. But this ambient lighting though is so sick. I love it. Like, wow. I'm having a hard time just looking forward because this is so good. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it just has all the technology that you ever need. And now that we return back to base, that's all I have to say about this MDX though. Tech is great. CarPlay connectivity is easy to use, quick, responsive, intuitive, and luxury is just wow. I have to say, this is probably the best Japanese entry thus far that I've seen. Like, under, not like a crazy price tag, like, you know, Lexus LX, but just at a, you know, kind of more feasible price tag, which $75,000 is kind of crazy to say. But I am excited for the ZDX coming next year. I'm really anticipating that, and the revised TLX Type S. Oh, look, there's a preface right there. But other than that, that's all I have to say about this vehicle. Love the lighting, the technology, the features, just everything is right there. And I highly recommend checking this out. This is Chris signing out, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.